to do some dominance, but the fact is, it's always upset potential. That is kind of the key behind Radix. They're a team that gets momentum, they somehow start doing damage. You know, KP is on the ball. If he's on the ball with the calls, that's where it sort of comes through, especially for me as well. I'm impressed not only by how Hype has returned to the scene, but
how he's looking.
It's a game changer. He looks so different. It's been so long since we've seen him.
Last time we saw it, what was it? Oh, God, I-58, but yeah, it changed dramatically.
Yeah, so let's get into this one. Let's kick it off.
Well,
we're back.
Well. Vexed will be starting here on the CT side. Radix on the T. Hype, KP both buying smokes. Probably going to be smoking off stairs. Jungle and Connector flashing towards CT. Get the bomb planted behind default, behind triple. Get the bomb planted in a good place. And try to play the afterplant from CT.
Well, early aggression comes through as the smokes bloom. Site control is taken by Radix as they try and see what they can muster up into this one. Looking for some early damage. Angry will swing wide. He's a little bit blocked by his teammate there, but luckily they're able to shut her back and retreat to a safe position. Angry as well comes through, taking down Charlie Pickles, and Aussie. Let's get one frag, but all of a sudden they've lost their brain box to the team. Quicks is down and out. It's up to Truth, Vanity, and Aussie to actually try and salvage this one, and it's not looking great for him. Vanity's the only one to actually find a frag just yet, and it's all down on him to clutch it. He can't manage it. The Lithuanian lunatic starts it off huge with a massive 3K.
Well, Hype, grown up. Last time we saw him, he was 16, obviously from Lithuania. Played for Playing Ducks, the, at the time, best Lithuanian team in MDL, so he has experience in Premier already. And obviously the winner of this best of 3, now as Epsilon took the 2-0 versus Zenex, goes into MDL. And that's a big feat for both these teams. Radix obviously never been there, Vexed as well. Quick's a player that played so many seasons of MDL prior, back of Robin, the old duo there. On Manatee, for example, these other teams. This is a great storyline to bring him into the roster and have that success already.
Yeah, it's true. Lovely stuff to see him sort of return to the scene and return to form, really. New and improved.
Yeah. Obviously has the experience, took this 6-month break. Maybe not the smartest decision to take to come back later on, but nevertheless, 5 versus 4 early on. As Radix did claim the pistol, so... Push coming in towards T-Ramp already. Pickle's going to be getting the information that he's not expecting something towards the A side. Smoking towards top of Connector, going to deny any information here as well towards Windows. So right now, Vex is going to be questioning where on earth are Radix going to be concluding.
Well, Quicks. Oh, timing is not in his favor at all. Hype being able to find that initial frag. I mean, that's a big entry, Snods. You've now got access towards the B site. There's a clear pathway that you can hammer your way through to try and do some damage into this round, but Truth actually fights back a little bit. We'll find one kill before he gets purged. Now it just falls down to Pickles, but in reality, Snods, I mean, this is going to be another round for Radix, denying Vex from really forcing out too many rebuys either, as Pickles has to fall back. Actually trying to bait him in a little bit here. He's trying to go for the exit frags, but in reality, I mean, even if they save the weapons they have here, it's one kill on Hype. It's only one rebuy that comes out. It's been pretty good for him so far.
It's true. I mean, 4 players staying alive, so only Hype going down. I mean, Hype can be dropped over the CZ even for Border Master if they want to keep their money as efficient and effective as possible. But Radix are going to claim it. Pickles last alive towards the B apartments, and smartly so from Radix, not wanting to throw away an AK or a UMP into his hands. Funny enough, actually, Jack, heard Zenex arguing when, you know, Whisk pushed in towards Ruin and gave over the AK to TSAC, and obviously they went on to win that round where TSAC pushed down mid, found 2 kills.
Yeah.
There's quite an argument over that, and that's one of the reasons why you throw away those weapons, you give them a chance to the next round. If you give an AK over to Pickles, we know how strong that first bullet accuracy can be from him. It's why he made such a good name for himself, was that aim. Now he's taken that more of a supportive role, trying to facilitate the stars he has in, you know, Truth, Aussie, and Vanity himself. But 2-0 here. As the eco now comes out from the CT side, and all players around $2,000 here. Jack, so the AWP might not be out next round.
Well, they've just been slain, really. There is an early bit of damage done, though, back in favor of Vexed as they find 2 picks back through. Quicks eventually goes down to Angry. So all 3 rounds are very fast and very in favor of Radix, as you expect to see off the back of the pistol round win for that T side. But here's where it starts to get serious, Nods. The buy comes out. It's just going to be the 5M4 setup, rather. They have utility as well on the side of Vexed. Let's kick it off.
Well, let's see then. 5 M4s, as you said, no AWP going to be in the hands of Quicks. But then again, a team like Vexed is a team that can wield the 5 rifle setup, similar to a Space Soldiers, I guess, in the terms of maybe not the in-game leader taking the AWP, mantle, but instead of being able to play the 5 rifle setup just as good as they can with the AWP. But he was it towards the B site. It's actually Vanity playing towards B apartments here in Mirage. And then Aussie towards B short. Push coming in slowly from Bodomaster. Flashbang comes in the face towards the van. Spots up Bodomaster, but apart from that, that's it. And now Radix pounce on towards B.
Yeah, we're going to go for the burst in towards the bomb site. Vanity, will he be able to defend this? Touted for his individual skill on these bomb site defenses, but not today. No chance given. Neff with a first frag, got Aussie as well. Down and out. And Hype, he's feeling it. Wanted to go for the aggression. Pushed in towards CT spawn. Does eventually get punished by Truth. Pickles as well finds one frag, but look at this. They have to run off with their tails between their legs. 18 and 19 HP respectively, forced to save it. Radix, 4 quick rounds picked up. We know they love a Mirage.
Do love a Mirage. Obviously, last time they played online, it was a 16-14 victory for Vexed on Cobblestone. But 4-0 now in favor of Radix. Hype maybe getting a bit too aggressive there, but trying to send a message saying that we're not scared of you. We have the individual skill to take over these aim duels, to take over these maps and these sites. And a 4-0 start. Pickles, Truth, both onto such low HP. The one shot from the AK would have denied the save, but they will get away with it. And yes, Vexed is the better team on paper, but it's only a best of 3, Jack. It can only be 2 maps out of the hundreds this team's played. So, round number 5. Money starting to be built now by Radix going forward. Nearly $10,000 for Angry. 6K there potentially for Capers and over 7,000 for Neff. So they have enough to buy for a few more rounds going forward if they lose them. So Radix are going to have the reset potential against themselves for so many rounds going forward. Plus as well, this is the quasi-buy coming out for themselves. It's going to be investing into the CZs and Kevlar. No diffuse kits, just the flashbangs that were kept by those players. And Hype caught off guard there by Pickles.
Yeah, Pickles actually doubles down as well. It's the follow-up frag back on Angry. Bowden eventually comes into effect with the AWP as he'll be able to hit that shot on Aussie. But this is a good round for Vex right now. Sure, you've only got the 2 M4s, but Pickles has already found 2 frags. You've still got Vanity and Quicks as well that you can try and bait around, try and work around him there with just the CZ investment. You've got 2 pop flashes as well. And more importantly, there's only a minute left on the clock now. Time's starting to run down. And Radix is still quite divided, and the tag from Bowden. But he couldn't finish off Quicks. Quicks has now been given a free AK, Snods.
That could have been the kill to put it back in favor of Radix. The flashbang comes in. Quick's going to get away scot-free as the bomb is still in T-spawn. They have no idea where to go. Indecisiveness now from Radix into this round as the push comes through. Porter with a clinical shot there onto Pickles. And now there's a chance here. It's all down to Vanity, the one player lacking the firepower, Jack.
Yeah, this is going to be a struggle for him. Basically been left to defend the B-bomb site with a spoon. Let's see if he can try and take them down. Actually finds 2 big shots as he scoops them up. Looks for one more as Bowden's the only remaining member on the T side. The damage has been done. Bowden going to expend out. Finds the frag on Quicks, but the peak's there, protected by Truth, so the trade can come back through, and Vex finally get around as they grab number 5. Moving into round number 6 now, Snods. Will they be able to continue from this? Is the reset going to be looming? Or will they actually get their heads together? Quick's being thrown over the AWP and the rebuy up around him. This is where Vex wanted to be.
Well, well, well. Pickles there, the early 2K entry, using the smoke to shroud their vision and exploits the other faces from Hype and his teammate. 4-1 though, as we go into round number 6. The reset is still on the cards here. Only Quicks and Aussie above $1,000, so they're at risk. Everyone else. Border Master nearly connecting the shot towards B short as the push comes in already. But passive play here from the CTs, conceding mid-control over to the Ts. Which means now Radix can have the A split at their disposal, B split at their disposal. Smart thing as well from Quicks, rotating from connector back towards CT spawn. Can have Truth instead take the mantle there towards jungle. As now the round should be unfolding. A minute, 10 seconds left on the clock as the boost towards window comes through. Oh, it missed actually the smoke.
Smoke going to go in.
Seen surely.
He does try it. Snod's going to tiptoe, walks in angry. Finds that shot as well. That is crisp. as he beats down Truth. Oh, but there's the response from Pickles. Now, slowly creeping their way up towards this B-bomb site. Going to go for the slow and steady style approach. In terms of utility, they have got a little bit of sprinkle in there for good measure. And this time, Vanity's got an M4.
4 versus 4, then 30 seconds left on the clock as the trigger has been pulled to enter in towards the B-bomb site. Vanity here with the M4 this time, no longer got the CZ as the push comes in.
Yeah, he needs to find these frags quick. Hype though strikes again as he finds the first and already leaves them in a stunted position. They're going to be struggling to recover from this. This has got to be the save. I mean, that's a reset round going to come through. Vexed getting trampled right now by Radix in the early game. They're just running over him.
They may have to save here, Jack. I mean, Aussie can buy into the next round. Quicks can drop over an M4 as well. Pickles can have his own one, drop over a FAMAS maybe. Actually, no, how much cash is he going to have? 1,400, so... Oh. Forget that. Quicks as well, going to telegraph exactly where he's trying to save this AWP. Gordon, yeah, exploits that. 5-1 now, resets here, Jack.
Yeah, no chance to save, gets found with the AWP, and really leaves them in quite a dire position, obviously. They can try and reinvest what cash they do have, but it's a very minimal amount as they rebuy up around this.
Yeah, they rebuy indeed, and they are going to go for the force here, Jack. Thing is for Radix now, if they win this round, it goes 6-1. They force and draw out the eco from Vexed, and this is a round as well for Vexed where they fully invested into it, so if there's going to be no AWP into the next buy round, this could be a 7-1 scoreline.
Oh, Truth, though, has other ideas in mind. Spams down on the CZ as he needs to be critical. The driving force behind the team, but he couldn't do enough damage. Eventually does falter. Bowden as well, looking for a pixel shot. Edging out, holding the angle as he barely misses it with the initial one. And a further follow-up. It's him and Angry that need to clutch it, and they're struggling. Missing shots all over the gaff, and Vanity deegs down. Slumps in with the deagle. And Vex finally get that round the board as well. So critical they actually won that one, so it finally puts them into a position to actually see if they can bloom and grow from here. Getting into round number 8, though. It is only 2 rounds for Vexed. 5 on the board for Radix this far.
Gosh, for Radix, they're going to be kicking themselves to let that one slip. They were moments away from economically resetting Vexed and maybe getting to a 7-1 scoreline, 1 away from winning the half, and what a crazy scene that would have been.
Ooh, Molotov goes over. They do try to fight it towards mid. Aussie with a spam. He doesn't get too much, though, Snots. Let's go down to Neff. Pickles. Oh, still on the extended angle, running the risk, and Angry. So the drive-by. Simplicity with the AK.
4 versus 2 now as Cape is here as well. Potential for a second back-to-back reset now for Vexed, but they haven't been fully reset as of yet. No eco's been drawn out, and so they've been down to the quasi-buys, and these CZs, these saved M4s have always saved them into those scenarios as Quicks concedes control towards the A side, playing towards the middle, trying to scout some information here. Vanity once again playing towards the B side, but this leaves the A side completely barren from Vexed players as Cape is slowly waltzes out through ramp, goes for the first trade. It's Bottom Master once again. Oh, actually loses the duel towards Palace as the boost comes through.
Oh, surely they've heard that as well. And Quicks, he's fast into these rounds. He knows how he needs to play it. Falls back into the 1v1 now. Vanity up against Neff. Vanity extends round, but he doesn't win the duel. It's not going to go his way. Oh, slain by Neff.
Jack, we have a game on our hands.
Radix, they're coming in hard and fast on us. And the thing is as well, this semi-final is so important. Maybe more important than it seems if you don't know the full story. So Epsilon already have their spot guaranteed in MDL. Vexed and Radix, they're duking it out right now to decide who is going to be taking that spot that is awarded to the winner of this ESL Premiership, because right now it goes to second place because Epsilon already have a spot in the final and already have a spot in MDL. So it's so important whoever comes out on top in this best of 3.
1-for-1 trade towards the A-ramp position, as they now have forced out the full eco from Vexed, one of the rounds they've been trying to fight for. Hype, aggressive in, showing that confidence. Actually going to be caught from behind here. But 3 versus 2 as they make their way in towards the B side. Bomb can easily go down, they can plant for short. There's not a real chance for Vexed to win it. There is a UMP into the hands of Quicks. But can they find an AK, maybe salvage some weaponry, and either save it or try go for this one?
Slowly pushing their way up. And round over towards the B site. Quicks pushes out, swings wide. Doesn't she get that initial frag, but his teammate's already gone, so really just worth backing off at this point. But that's going to be a 7th round for Radix. And they're just racking these up. I mean, second after second. Quicks actually does try fight it a little bit more. Gets Bowden so low. Bowden has to get out of the way of the bomb blast as well, so Quicks could actually execute the lot of them here towards mid if he plays his cards correctly, as he's in a prime-time position, and that's why he's the Swedish superstar. Showing you how to save there.
Oh, and how polite for the options to come into his hands as well. 4 frags down the exit from the IGLN captain. Quicks with the wealth of experience.
Thing is, what's interesting about Quicks as well, Snods, is as much as he is sort of the brains of the operation and the smarts behind the team, he's also one of the bigger fraggers on that roster as well. I'd say at times he can go toe-to-toe.
Oh, 100%. I mean, was the fragger before. Obviously, when he played with Robin, he learned the IGL traits from him.
Yeah.
Could carry that forward into the English roster and instill those traits. But bomb left towards the A-ramp position. Minute 40 left on the clock here. Pickle's going for the same angle here towards Connector, peering in towards underpass, holding for the short push. As now Radix is slowing the pace down, and will that favor actually Vexed here, or wielding the AWP onto Quicks? But a master with his own AWP, this time towards ramp. We know he loves to peek in towards Palace, but does that play into the hands of Truth as well if he goes for this push?
Ooh, Quicks coming through. Another early pick. I mean, we saw this last time as well. Back at last season's Prem. Well, last season before, rather.
Yeah.
When Quicks was there, obviously. Just when he picked up the AWP. Early dominance. That's what we sort of know him for as well. He's able to get nice early critical picks, be able to open up rounds, come into effect, and try and make it more manageable, especially on Mirage. He's had that effect before. And losing Bowden is a nice early counter pick for Radix. Now, Capers has to take up the mantle with the AWP, see what he can try and do. Obviously, being the IGL, it allows more into his hands to actually play with it, so it won't be as bad, Snods.
Angry towards CT, gets the frag onto Quicks, so the AWP's out of commission. But True for the refrag towards A. Neff now towards short. Crucial frag found on towards E. And now 3 versus 3. The bomb still towards A ramp, though. They find a frag towards B. They know exactly where the rotation is. And oh my god, Capers misses the easiest shot.
Let's see if he can try and redeem himself, though. Has to do a little bit more as he's going to brush round. 20 seconds left on the clock. The smoke's going to go down. Give him a shroud. The window of opportunity to actually plant the bomb and respond off the back of that. But Truth, he could go for the face and end it all right now if he wants to. Early spam, tags on towards Capers, drops him down to 78 HP, but Hype does it from a distance. Leads by example with the Galil. Tries to make this one a glorious moment. As he just waits for the push to come towards him, hiding in sandwich. Waiting to bite down on the opposition, swings wide, but Vanity does him in. It's left in a 2v2. Hot contestation to see who's actually going to take this round, but there is no kit, and there's a Neff in the rear trying to be a nuisance as he'll kill the first man. Swings wide for the second, just pre-firing rounds. All Neff has to do is delay. They've won off the back of the time. Pickles tries to retreat and stay alive, and actually, he might be slain on the way out. Neff saying goodbye and lets the door hit him on the exit.
Well, 8-2 now for Radix, and they're playing fundamentally sound Counter-Strike, Jack.
This is good to see.
This is really good to see. Mid-control going well, obviously. Get in towards CPL, get in towards window, getting in towards connector. Vexed are giving up so much ground here to Radix, I mean, allowing them to walk fully up short with no contention. Up connector, boosting in towards window. Are Vex playing with too much respect? Is the height of the moment at hand here and really starting to show that there's a lot to play for when you're the clear favorite as well, as they are going to go for another pistol buy. And if they win this one as well, Jack, 9-2 being the scoreline, potential for a 10-5 half or 11-4, for example. And that's a round as well where Cape is, you know, one of the fundamental players on this roster. You know, missed an easy shot. Everyone misses easy shots, Jack, but even then he brings it back and they win it. One of the interesting things, coaching his team at I-Series, got to find out he's actually an extremely calm player. Not someone that gets flustered in the moments. You know, a lot of these newer players coming through, don't want to name names, but they get very panicky, very flustered. And Cape is very calm and collected. And that's what you want in your in-game leader, especially at LAN. 9-2. 7-round disadvantage now for Vex going forward into round number 12 as the AWPs come out for Vanity now. Not only for Quick, so we might be seeing the AWP peek in towards B apartments and get that aggression. Could be a smart call to make actually Vexed if they push the AWP in towards apartments, rotate over Aussie towards window, rotate Quicks in towards A, and have a stronger defense towards the A site. 1-1-3.
Yeah. With a headshot there from the AK. Back on Aussie to try open up this early round. Once again, I mean, they're getting all the early entries. They're just decimating these rounds.
What?
It's over before it's even started. Down to just Vanity. I mean, Vexed are going to be hashtag feeling Vexed right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's no words at this point. 10-2. Radix looking unbelievable right now. Online to qualify for the LAN finals themselves. In the quarterfinals versus Endpoint, they had a 13-2 lead on Cash and they threw it. They ended up losing 16-14.
Yeah.
Or in overtime. No, it was 16-14, I believe. But still, they lost that massive advantage. But will that happen again? Have they learned from that? And on LAN?
The thing is as well, Snods, let's think about it like this for a second, actually, right? Let's take it on board. Radix were able to beat out quite a few good teams throughout the online season, to be honest with you.
Yep.
They had a good run. And more impressively as well, they finally were able to overcome the Endpoint roster. You beat the team that was, quote-unquote, the former champions of this event. Obviously, Jakey, the only one that's actually made it to the LAN, unfortunately. But
Oh, dear.
obviously, it's just the fact that Radix, they started to get some momentum behind them. They've been looking good. As well, it was more experience there for Capers in terms of them being able to run the mixed team that did a very good run at Ice Series. Everything's been going well. These players have been transitioning. Everyone's shown up today as well, and it's looking like on LAN, they're back into it. Hype looks comfortable. Bowden's been able to find early picks. Angry's doing what Angry does best. Neff as well, 15 frags to 4 deaths right now. I think this is the best we've seen Neff play in a long time. I mean, he's woken up massively, and this is incredible to see. This is what we want to see coming out from him.
Oh, of course. I mean, obviously, through the players formally, well, 2 now formally, but Neff is still on the roster. Going to gamers, Neff, Eccles, and Artis. But enough for that one. And into the present. Rush coming up towards middle. The double dink from Ozzy sees it. Connects, but the frag still go in favor of Radix.
They're just falling down like dominoes. Ozzy and Pickles, they're gone in seconds. Quicks is trying to find a frag, but he looks a bit timid as he's trapped towards Connector. Smokes all around him, shrouded, absolutely confused about what's going on, and he's buckled. He's died there as he gets slain by Hype. It's just Vanity and Truth that remain. This is going to be an 11th round. I mean, this has been a ridiculous half. Just rampage from Radix.
And this is the map pick from Vexed. 11-2 is going to be the scoreline here. Unless Truth does something magical, Jack, but I'm not expecting it. The international squad struggling here early on. As it goes 11-2. But is Vexed, this is a question, not a statement. How does Vexed perform under pressure? Obviously, online in the group stages, phenomenal. What were they, 7-0, and then they lost 1 map, I believe it was. Copenhagen Games to qualify for the main tournament. They made it out of groups, but they failed to qualify for the main tournament. Then played out the B tournament and made it to the finals of the B tournament, took a map off Rogue. So why was it that they suddenly became much better once the pressure was off and they were already out?
Yeah.
Is this a team that just struggles under pressure? It's a question to be asked. I'm not saying it's true, you know. It's a debate to be had maybe on the analysis desk, see what they think, but is pressure an issue here for Vexed?
Well, let's see as Capers. It's a nice early counter pick, brings it back into a 4v4 that does favor the T's as of right now. He's trying to sell the idea that is an attack on the A site. Actually, they're rotating back around. They're going to fall back into place, grab the bomb. They are trying to counter Capers' commotion that he's caused quite early on as well as Pickles. Plays under a close angle. Ozzy finally gets the manpower and advantage in favor of Vex for 1 round as well, but is it too late? I mean, we're in round 14 already.
It's been a fast one. 2 versus 4. Vexed need this 3rd round as the dink comes through onto Hype. 2 versus 3. Smoke out towards jungle, so they can potentially plant. Obviously, Vanity here, the op coming fast in towards CT. Radix now completely out of utility. Bomb planted, 2 versus 3. And not the best after plants as well for Radix.
Yeah, a bit stale there. They try and swing out, but it's actually going to be Vanity to dunk on Hype and blow him out the server. Capers waiting for the push to come through, gets the first bit of information, but does go down. But even then, that's only a 3rd round now found for Vexed. It's an 11-3 scoreline. We're going to be diving into our final round of the half here, and it's either a 12-3 or an 11-4.
Either way.
I don't like the sound of either of those scorelines for Vexed.
Round number 15 then. Final round of the first half of the second semi-final of the day. Obviously, Epsilon taking the first one, 2-0 over Xenix. Let's see what Vex can do. This is only the first half of potentially 6 if it goes to all 3 maps. But right now, Radix surprising many of us here, Jack. The confidence they have in this first half is undescribable. Oh!
Lithuanian Lunatic upgrades himself to Lithuanian Sniper as he finds that entry. deadly as ever, and he's going to continue on his rampage. Hype, he's hungry for this, licking his lips as he starts finding these kills. And another round's over. A 12-3 half in a matter of seconds.
These rounds are over so quick as well, Jack.
Imagine this, Nods. If Radix are able to find this win here, off the back of what we're seeing right now, they're coming for that MDL spot.
Oh, most definitely. If they win the pistol, this could be the first map going in their favor. You've got to imagine how Vexed are feeling, obviously. It's fairly well known that a few, not argumentative, but a few heated players, you know, if they lose this first map here and arguments start to arise, this could be quite a swift second series here. And will it send this Vexed team into disarray? Will the arguments and the heated moments just overthrow them in the moment? Well, a lot's been said, a lot's been questioned, and not a lot's been answered as of yet. So far, when Radix have the confidence to go toe-to-toe, they're not feeling the pressure as much as Vexed.
Well, this is a classic A setup here. 3 players towards mid, 2 over at A, going to go for the split pincer play in, but they're taking heavy damage early. Ozzy will be able to net them the first frag. Angry trying to respond back towards him, but he gets dinked down, and Truth comes down on him like a ton of bricks, leaving it just up to Capers and Neff. Which means at least Vex get a saving grace. You get this second pistol, you can try and accumulate rounds off the back of it. It's a slow trickle though, because if you start making mistakes, that's when Radix are so close to match point. You don't have a lot of room for error. 3 rounds to be exact.
It's going to be Capers now in the 1 versus 5. Finding a few frags here just to give him extra cash going forward into the next round and padding those stats. 12-4. Lifeline now being held on to by Vexed after claiming the pistol, which means they can try and bring it back to a 12-6 scoreline if they win versus the Force. And then the following eco from Radix. And into round number 19, try and just be behind Radix by 6 rounds and do what Radix did to you back to them yourselves. As we see, not even a quasi-buy here, Jack. Just going to be an eco. Only one player investing into Kevlar that's going to be angry. We know that he is the aim star on this team with the high caliber of firepower. So we'll have the CZ to wield. And he is going to be playing towards the A site itself. As the default comes out towards middle from Vexed, he's smoking towards window. One of them actually failing, but nevertheless, bomb spotted towards mid by Border Master. One play towards B apartments. Most likely here, Jack, just going to be a B split. Oh, actually, they're getting quite scared.
They look so timid.
I know, they're terrified, this whole matchup.
It's really weird watching them play this way. It's as if they've been stripped of their confidence entirely.
I know, and it's not as if we haven't seen them. It's not as if we haven't casted them for, what, 8 maps? Even more than that maybe here, Jack? During the online season.
This looks like a whole different team. They're not playing anywhere near the style of CS they normally run.
Well, coming in towards the A site, all 5 grouped up. Just going to be angry here with the CZ Kevlar to deny them.
Angry though. You can try to do something a little bit cheeky. Might have been able to start something in this round. A bit of a fire potentially, but instead he does go down. It's found by Quicks. And Vex, they'll get this round in the end. They'll be able to pick it up. The bomb's gone down. Now you can just invite the CTs in. Take them out 1 by 1 at that point. Obviously, they could just try and go for the full save here. They don't have to overextend if they don't want to commit to the fact to give you that extra $300 per kill. But Ozzy is actually going to be going on the hunt. Wants to try and find it. Bit of an awkward spray in the end, but eventually takes him down. But Neff actually gets a bit of a frag back in his favor. Kills Ozzy. He's swinging out. They're trying to make this a costly one if they can for that T side.
Just going to be hype. Last alive, and Quicks with the nice little tap there as well. Should be a 6th round here for Vexed as well as it will be the eco coming out from Radix. As the players did save, they can run a double op setup. Neff $3,000, Border Master as well, $3,000 so they can buy. Round number 18 here, Jack, and what can we say? Radix still with the massive advantage. Even if Vex win this one, it's still going to be a 6-round lead. And Vex need to start showing us some, you know, cockiness, confidence, and some pizzazz because it's looking fairly lackluster.
It's like a cake with no icing.
Yeah, who'd like that?
Exactly. No decorations, no nothing. There's not even a sparkler in there to just spice it up a little bit. Quicks though, still finding frags as ever. Takes down Neff. It's the last one of these awkward rounds for Radix as well. Then they'll start to be able to find their footing a little bit, get some momentum back in their favor. That's where the things could actually change. And they do still try and make it costly. They take down Pickles. That's a free weapon now transferred over. Cape is going to grab the UMP. Absolutely giving it as he sprints towards Ozzy. And they're going to be fighting this one. You can see the T's actually holding pretty close, trying to make sure they can get as much cash as possible from this round, but it could be risky. Bowden, lethal with pistols as always as he comes down on quicks there. Looks for a little bit more. Does tag Ozzy up, tickles him, but leaves him alive.
Now then, what we've been waiting for, Jack, the buy rounds into the second half. Round number 19. Warp for Border Master, but apart from that, it's going to be the full utility buy from Radix. And this is the thing I like to see, obviously. They're 12-3 up. They lose the pistol. They don't just go for the full force and try to end it quickly like they did with versus Endpoint online. They were buying pretty times when they shouldn't have. They were trying to force the victory. Players that are doing individual plays to try and force the game off the back of themselves. And they're playing more as a team. Neff here towards Connector, spots the players out towards mid. 3 towards top mid here for Vexed, and 2 towards B apartments. So most likely sitting up here for the B split.
Angry could go massive here, by the way. Oh, close, but no cigar. His head gets lopped off there by Vanity. Just see you later as he sprints his way around. It's an all-out attack on the B bomb site there as the bombardment goes in their favor. Radix might as well just call for the save, really, here. Bowden and Neff need to just clutch onto those weapons for another day. As Vexed, they've just overpowered them with a T-side tempo. They're bursting their way into B.
This might get quite worrying soon for Radix, actually. 12-7 now. 4 rounds lost in a row. So in terms of the, round loss bonus, Bottom Master, Neff can drop an M4. Bottom Master's $50 off of it. As they do exit through B short. Vexed get to the 7th round now. But Borden and Neff have saved. Obviously, we've seen many times where 2 save weapons translate into a high victory for the players that did save. Nevertheless, 5-round advantage here for Radix as the pause is called, you'd imagine, by the CT side. As if they have nothing to show us on the CT side, this could very easily be an OT or a 16-13, 16-14 victory for Vexed.
So we're going to a pause here. Don't actually have the information on which side this is, but in reality, this could even actually be a pause for Radix here to work out how they actually want to take this one, where they want to go from. Yeah,
I think it would be a Radix pause. Obviously, if you're Vexed, you have so much momentum behind yourselves, you never want to put that out. Strange we didn't see a pause from Vexed when they were getting annihilated as well.
It's actually quite weird how we didn't see pauses, I'd say, even in the first game as well. Obviously, with Sheik, it's a little bit different in terms of his mentality, the way he's going to lead that team, so maybe not wanted it there, but especially getting into this matchup, you feel like these pauses give you so much potential to slow down that pace. And it was rapid rounds as well. At the very least, you could try and waste some time, but let's get back into the affair. Ozzy going to sprint his way down mid with support of Pickles. They do get the first pick, but there's still 4 CTs that remain. They're just lying in wait for this push to come through, obviously. 1 AWP on Bowden, the other 3 rocking the CZs. It can be damaging at close range.
Risky there from Pickles to wide swing towards middle after they know they had a saved AWP. But it works out, so fair play. 5 versus 4. Minute 15 left on the clock here into round number 20. 5 players still here for Vex as the swing comes out, spots out 2. And now there's 2 players towards middle. That means it's probably 1 towards A, 1 towards B. They can try and isolate the solo player. That solo player towards B, Jack has the AWP.
Bowden gets the first pick, and they read off the back of this that they shouldn't really be going for this. They can try to switch it up, see where they can go, take underpass over towards the A side, but the rotate is mass. Everyone has sprinted their way over towards B, apart from Hype. But how does he opt to play this one? They're going to be walking back towards it. Pickles. That's that aim coming through. Incredibly crisp there as he lands that flick and takes down Hype. Well, this could have been a different matter.
Oh, 3 versus 3. There, no defuse here for the CT side, but the bomb has just gone down. Quicks in towards Connector, but it's the backup of Ozzy to find the frag. 2, or should we say 1 now versus 2. As Master last alive.
Bowden really pushing the boat out here, going for this nod. It's probably worth the save, I'd imagine, but he's risking it for a Bourbon as he sprints his way in, finds the flick, and proves me wrong on the first one. Still extends further out as well, and he does have a kit, but there's no real chance. Truth, the only one left on that T side, tries to find it. As Truth will do him in.
Well, there was the eco around the saved weaponry, and it comes down to a 1 versus 1. Round number 21 then, 12-8. Vexed, only 4 rounds behind, and you could argue only 2 buy rounds behind potentially. But full maximum round loss bonus now for Radix. So if they lose 2 players on the A side, for example, the remaining 3 can save, drop into the next round with the 3.4k round loss bonus. But Angry taking early damage here towards Connector. Oh, trades as well towards mid.
Smoke's gonna bloom. Truth pushes straight through it, but actually runs into the unknown. It was the bad decision, as all of a sudden, there's just 2 men left on the side of Vex, Vanity and Aussie, trying to stay alive and go toe-for-toe against the Radix Warriors that are just obliterating them. This could be a 13th round picked up now. Oh, Aussie tries to clutch it out as he picks up an outrageous spray there, but it wasn't enough. Goes down the end. K-Piz will clear it out. Scopes out, looking to try and find the weapon to save as well. I believe hunting down the AWP. Then going to get the defuse. It's nice. That's a 13th round for Radix. Vex, they're going to have cash. They can reinvest. They can try and work around this, but their buffer of rounds to lose is getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, before it was 4, and now it's only 3. 8 required for Vexed, and 3 for Radix. So it goes to show, even Radix is well on the favoured side, the CT half on the defense. AWP salvaged by Radix, so that will help with their economy, but only 1 player surviving into the 1 versus 1. Aussie finds the first 2 frags. Loses out to the HE from K-Piz, but does the damage economically, and it's reflected on the pie. Famas coming out for Neth. Hype with the UMP is angry now. The aggression which they were speaking about is quite a lot to do with, sometimes overzealous, but you can't argue it.
Neth gets the first, nearly the second, but couldn't quite make himself famous with a Famas into that one. In the end, though, it'll be Bolden that comes back through with the AWP. Just beating them down. Hype and Angry. This is looking more like the Radix we saw on the T side. Just fast frags out of nowhere.
Took him a while to get comfortable onto the defense, but now it seems they found their home as it's Vanity now, the FPL star that made his way into this roster through that qualification. And Boredom, the flick upwards on towards default, makes it the 14-18.
This isn't FPL Snods. This is ESL Prem. And there's only 1 button on Bowden's mouse.
Well. 14-8. 2 away now from Radix for closing out the first map and really sending a message to Vexed. And thing is, if they lose this now, 16-8, that's very one-sided. Vexed only claiming half the rounds on their map pick. Frustration definitely going to arise in the camp of the boys in red. But so far, HE Grenade does a bit of damage down towards. He tags him down to 85 HP. Angry with the first frag with the aggression. Oh my. He just gets so aggressive each and every round, and it works out though. It's crazy.
Well, he's an angry man. He lives up to his name. That's what he likes to do.
He is an angry man.
Plays with a high tempo, throws his toys out the pram and hits them hard and fast. That's what it's all about. And as of right now, Vexed, they're on the back foot. They're down with just 4 members alive on that T side. Trying to see if they can find anything to make their lives a little bit easier. There's about a minute left on the clock, and Truth actually does get some momentum. Finds that kill on Neff in the end to give him at least something, Snods, but it's still a 4v4. There's not a ton of time left.
Yeah, a minute left on the clock here. Oh my god, the aggression as well towards a ramp with the AWP. You know, uncharacteristic aggression. It feels like vice versa. The tides have turned here, where Radix play more aggressive on LAN. Vex play more scared and timid. Really goes to show the pressure factor, right? As the smoke will slow down the push momentarily. 40 seconds left on the clock as they spot Aussie.
Yeah, going for this play in towards the site. Aussie goes down, Hype as well, runs his way through Vanity so quickly there. And they're left in a horrible position. That's the 15th round picked up. Pickles is down. He's been put into a jar. The lid's been twisted on, and it's all gone wrong. Snod's 1 round away from taking the first map.
It's crazy. It's crazy. 7 match points here for Radix. Round number 24. As we go forward now into the match point zone of this game. 7 required in a row to force back overtime. Vex can no longer win this one in regulation on their map pick as well. Such a one-sided first map here in favor of the underdogs as the HE grenades connect so much damage, and it's only upgraded pistols here in a UMP.
Yeah, this is not looking good at all, Snods, as the damage comes in thick and fast. Look at this, as all of a sudden, it's going to be going the way of Radix, it seems. It falls into a 3 versus 3. It could still tweet up between the 2 teams. It's not over just yet, but it's as good as done, really, in terms of the early frags. Where does it go from here? Truth Grouped up with his teammate towards mid. You've got the rotate coming around as well, back towards the A site. They can still try and deviate from their plan and make it work a little bit later on, but are restricted in terms of firepower. Only 2 M4s there versus the buy that Radix have.
This might be the season for underdogs. Radix taking out Endpoint, Xenix taking out Wind and Rain, and Radix may add another name to that tally if they find the win here versus Vexed. 3 versus 3, 45 seconds left on the clock as the push comes in towards CT with the AWP from Borden, lands the first shot, recocks the AWP as well, and goes back for more and doesn't miss a shot.
Oh, Bowden, he's showing you ways. The master gets 2. Neff with a final blow as well to round out a monster of a game from Neff. The leadership of Capers reigns supreme as they pick that one up. Radix run rampant. They get that win on Mirage.